you do realize that you have free will, right? Now, if you look and you imagine a grass field, no one has ever stepped a foot on it, no one has ever walked it, and you begin putting people to walk across it. Let's say they have every day to walk across it, to go to work, to whatever, and there's no path there. Naturally, people will seek the shortest path. And over time, a path will develop, and you'll see grass and you'll see dirt, a dirt path through the grass where it's been worn out. And the more that happens, the more the people that come after are naturally going to take the path because, well, that's just kind of what we do. If you're a normal person and you are going to walk through a grass field and you see a path, you're going to take the path naturally. Now, while there's nothing wrong with that in a grass field, of course, because why would there be? The same can be said for our lives. Because even though, this grass field is not in the literal sense, but in so many ways we have with our life that really is a sandbox that you can do anything, we have developed these paths. Excuse me here. And if you look at, the job you have, the way you go to your job, the coffee you get on the way there, even your workout program, the friends you meet, the things you do on the weekend, all of these things, for a lot of people, we have developed these paths. And naturally, because the paths are there, we don't, or most people don't really ever step foot out of them that often. Maybe they do when they go on a vacation, once per year, or maybe they do when a special event happens that only happens again once or twice per year, and that's when they do it. But other than that, they're always on the path. In a way, they're living to the extreme here as if they don't have free will. And in their minds, and if this is you, may say, well, I do have free will. I chose these paths. I choose them. I walk them because I choose. But well, if you never choose anything else, you are really living as if someone just told you you have to do these things at these times every day, and you're obliged to do it. Now, one may naturally question here where I'm going with this and saying that, oh, so what are you gonna do? Say, just I have to quit my job because and go travel the world or something just because most of my days are the same? Isn't that what most people do? Even if you then go to a different location, don't we naturally develop habits and routines? And of course, you are right if that's what you're thinking, because we do need habits and we do need routines to live. The problem is when we become slaves to these routines. And if you think about it, if a lot of people, you tell them, oh, today instead of taking this path to work, take the other one. Instead of going to this coffee shop that you always go to the other one. Instead of whatever, do the other thing. A lot of people, not all, but a lot of people here will feel a certain sort of anxiety about doing that. A certain, my routine is being disrupted. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen. And the reason for that, at its core, that I believe why, it feels so uncomfortable to step out of this routine is because the more you do so, the more you are confronted with the areas of your life where you are lacking. And not lacking because someone online told you or because there's a certain society standard. No, because deep down you will feel that you should improve or change things in this way. Maybe you should be more sociable or more fit or even more wealthy or more well-read, or that you should be traveling more, or that you should be away from your phone more. The more you step out of the path into the grassy field, the more you're going to realize that there are certain things that I've been avoiding to do and avoiding to actually improve myself at and face that discomfort, because I was just sheltering myself with the comfort of what I know and what to expect. And that it's almost as if I've built these walls to keep myself safe, but I don't realize that life, a lot of it, will have to happen outside of it. And even for people that, because there are some examples throughout history of people that always had the same routine and always, if you look externally, did the same things, but then intellectually they really ventured out there and they really pushed the boundaries and they really went into the grass field to lay new paths. And so in whichever way you do that, if it's more physical or more intellectual or whatever, you will have to do it. Because if you don't, and I know it's a bold claim to make, but if you don't, you're just gonna, it's almost as if you're living waiting to die, and every day is the same, and it just, you are always the same person every day, and you inevitably stagnate. stagnate in the sense, again, because I think it's very easy to take to decide that I'm setting a certain standard that you don't care about. That, oh, you have to have this car, this house, and this amount of money. No, it is you will feel yourself stagnating. And when you are on that path, very routine, everyday repeats, in those moments that you do step out by you choosing or not, then you are confronted with how inadequate you are, because you do feel that for yourself, and you will feel that there are certain things you should be doing that you're not doing, certain ways you should be improving that you're not improving, certain books you should be reading, you name it, but you will feel it and you cannot not feel it. It's like once you know, you can't unknow it, as Sean Connery said, talking about golf. But that leads me here to go beyond just what a normal sort of video or article about this would be, which is, oh, you have to be disciplined, you have to face discomfort, because otherwise, you don't even know, you're not going to be rich and famous or whatever. It's not about that. You know, perhaps you're never going to be rich and famous, and perhaps you're never, for people looking out from the outside in, you're never going to achieve anything that's great. But it is not about that, because each one of us has our lives to live. And the purpose of life, as I see it, it's not just what you get from the world, whether that's fame or wealth, recognition, whatever that may be. No, 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 no. Those things may come as you pursue what it is yours to pursue. And if it comes, great. If it doesn't, great as well. But the fundamental here is not about getting those things, it's about getting what inside calls for you. And that may be a path, again, that leads to wealth or to fame or to these things that we all sort of value, or it may not. But you can never find that out if you're just walking the same path that has already been defined, has already carved out, and that you're comfortable in. And again, we have to recognize, or you have to recognize, that I posed the question that is the title of this video. You do recognize you have free will, right? You can just do random things if you feel like it, even if it's just to prove to yourself that you can do them. You can take the different route to work. You can go to a different coffee shop. You can, if you never do so, ask how the person is doing it. You can do those things. And often I would say it's valuable to prove to ourselves that we can do those things, just to show that yes, we do have free will. I can do different things. I can venture onto the grassy field and lay out a new path. Now, to finish here, I do recognize that, especially if one has been living a very comfortable existence, very routine existence, to step out of that path is to be confronted with a lot of discomfort. It is to be confronted with, again, where you're inadequate, with things that you're not as comfortable with, in a lot of ways, it will shine a spotlight on what you're discomfortable with, what you should improve, and it will make you feel inadequate in a lot of ways, especially if you've been avoiding it for a long while. And it can be discouraging because you're like, wow, I stepped out and now I'm just like, wow, I feel like shit. I'm just, what a shitty person I am. But the redeeming feature of it is that while it may shine that spotlight on that, on all the ways you need to improve, it also gives you a way to improve. And that is that path, the new path you're walking. And just as much as it shows you how you have to improve, it will show you how you should improve. But you have to dare to venture out.